Now we move virtually to Bell, Ribeiro-Addy.
Thank you, Mrs. Millen. A pleasure to serve under your chairship. I also want to congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Jarrett, for securing this important debate, particularly because recently I spoke to students at St Gabriel's College, where I'm proud to be a governor in Camberwell. Now, South London, where my constituency of Streatham is home to, I believe, one of the largest Colombian communities in the UK, and many would have attended the solidarity protests we saw recently in London. Now, I'm so proud of the students and their lobby, and I want them to know that as young as they are, they have power as citizens, and that their words can make it directly to Parliament, so I'll use mostly their words today. Gabriel explained to me how Colombians feel the government is not listening to them, and the sheer force and unity of the protest that was recently organised by the country's largest trade union and joined by teachers, university students, trade unions, Afro-Colombians and indigenous groups. A united demand to withdraw the proposal which originally levelled sales tax on public services and some food, and how years of inequality and injustice combined with COVID lockdowns with no support had thrown even more people out of work and left many Colombians destitute. Juan Pablo, who was born in Cali at the epicenter of the violence, he explained how important the place is for the whole country in terms of agriculture and why Parco Nacional started and the government were using it to make food more expensive. They've done their research, and Juan explained about the UK's policing and how it had been training Colombian police over the past years. They questioned how the UK, some of their countries had come to flee human rights abuses, could be so openly complicit in the human rights abuses committed in Colombia. Yere, Sarah and Alexia, some of the youngest in the group, 11, 12, 13, along with Manuel, spoke particularly about how worried they were about family members in Colombia. It was students at St Gabriel's College are particularly affected. Many have had their family members shot, injured, and even some missing, with one young man's father missing since March. Lucas, Manuel and Alejandro spoke to me about human rights abuses and inequality and the widespread police brutality, sexual assaults and murders. They were particularly concerned about the ongoing violence against the LGBT community and said that even though Colombia on paper appears to have the strong rights for LGBT people, and that it wasn't practiced in terms of what actually happens there. Now, women in particular are disadvantaged with infant mortality, 12 in every 1,000 babies dying before their first birthday, and almost 39% of the largely Afro-Colombian part of the country living in extreme poverty. Valentina was particularly concerned not just about the mental health of Colombians there, but the mental health of Colombians in the UK who are watching their family go through many of these things and were helpless to change it. Elisa and all of them actually spoke with pride about Colombia and how they felt about the country where some of them were born and some of their parents were born. And some, like Santiago, however, spoke of how he saw people their age in Colombia who didn't have the same opportunities that he now had because of the economic situation and because of how exacerbated the violence had been. Colombians in the UK are calling on the UK government to promote reform of the Colombian security services and full implementation of the peace accord, and to review the UK's training of the Colombian police and suspend the selling of riot control equipment and arms export to Colombia. I think that's a simple demand. And to end, without paraphrasing directly in the words of Nicholas, he said, as young Colombians in the UK, we are asking the UK government not to forget Colombia, to open their eyes to the violence and injustice, and last but not least, to remember that the United Kingdom acts as the penholder for the Colombian peace process and live up to what it has promised. So I ask the Minister to please live up to what the UK has promised on behalf of those young students that lobbied me so well earlier this year. Thank you.